Alrighty guys, what is up? Welcome back to Satisfactory Update 8 with Lone Debater 7, and today we are going to be picking up pretty much where we left off. I maybe ticked the game over for about 10-15 minutes of real time, just so we could get enough resources to get some research done. So we're going to start off this episode getting some research. So to start, we're going to get base building. This will allow us to do some foundations, which will be fantastic. We'll launch our pod. Once the pod comes back,
Milestone reached.
we are going to then grab the research for splitters is the plan. But now, if we go in here, we can... Foundations is what I'm looking for. We can build ramps. We can build regular foundations. Fantastic. We already got the wind turbines unlocked last time. I just want to see what they generate power-wise right here. Not connected. Here, I can throw you into our power network, just so we can take a peek. So they are getting about 84% efficiency here. Not a lot of power, but this might be... So it only has an efficiency of 52%. So if I take this guy up into the air quite a bit with foundations, it will likely do a lot more for us. So I think while we're waiting for our pod to return, we can go ahead and start building some rampy boys. Let me swap into Zoop. This makes our life easier. Can we do 10? There we go. Fantastic. We're going to climb up here. This is 10 height. This should give us quite a bit more power efficiency. We can also see... Oh, there's a slug there. Bunch of nodes right here. A lot of nodes, actually. There's actually quite a bit of nodes out in the desert. Didn't realize that. We've got some water over there. That's fantastic. We're going to need that once we get into coal power. Nice waterfall in the background. I don't know. I kind of like this area. There is some water over in that side as well. Looks like a river kind of forms this canyon. Great. I don't actually know how this area is laid out, because I haven't really ever come over to the desert in any of my other playthroughs of the game. But we're going to go ahead, span this guy out 10, and I think we will... You know what? We will just plonk down our turbine right in the center, like so. And let's see if I take this. Does this hit? It does. Fantastic. So 62% efficiency, as you can see. So we're generating quite a bit more power up here. That's great. Wind speed's only 78%. That's why we're not quite maxing out. That's okay. Let's just see. What was the efficiency on that? I want to monitor that number and see what happens. Is 10 far enough? So it's 62%. If I throw down another turbine over here, it should also be at 62%. If it's lower than that, it means the turbines are too close. 2. I can link those up like that. 62%. So 10 foundations is far enough apart for these to be content with their life. That's excellent. Cool. So we will kind of just follow that. I don't know what the actual space requirement is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be like the middle. Can I fit one here without it being sad? It'd be great if that was the case. I need to break this power line. Connect you to you. Just see. Too many turbines, yeah. So I can't do this. That's fine. So it is 10. 10 will do us right. So we just expand this line and we can generate more power. I guess that's okay. Once we get the zip line, it'll be really easy to kind of come down here. Yeah, you don't really want to jump when you're sliding down those. You will kind of like fly, is how I like to think about it. And end up taking fall damage. So we are going to try to avoid that as much as possible. But I did notice when I came over to pick up some concrete that there is a slug like right here that I wouldn't mind grabbing. There's another one right there, actually. He's probably defended, though, would be my guess. So we might wait to pick him up so we have a little bit better weaponry. Cool. Got a slug. I am just
This
going to pick up this
semi-slug
while we're over
seems to
here.
emit unfamiliar energy readings, which could potentially be
We can't do
retrofitted
anything with
into
the slugs
fix-it
until we get the
technology.
MAM.
A new
And that's
research
alright.
tree can now
Not
be
the end of the
accessed
world.
in the
Can I not
MAM.
pick up this wood? Apparently not. There is a piece, like right here. I just know that we're going to still be quite reliant on biofuel. We need quite a few um, wind turbines in order to kind of supplement our power with that. So picking up the plant material while we're over here is probably a good call. That's a little bit anyway. Not a ton, but something. We will convert that into biomass. And I could honestly build a constructor that does that automatically for us. Um, but I think I'm going to wait just because we don't have a very robust power network quite yet. And I kind of would... Something coming at us? That was a weird sound. I don't know what that was. That's fine. I don't see anyone coming up on us. Oh, it's probably this dude. Okay. You're chilling. There is a spitter guarding this one. I know that I need at least 2 of them to be able to use it for anything, just because you need one to do the research, and then you need another one to actually build the overclock module. So we might go fight that spitter and try to grab ourselves that second slug, just so once we get the MAM placed, we can go ahead and get the overclock research knocked out pretty much right away. Not that we need to overclock anything right out the gate, but it is nice having that flexibility. So I think we will do that. Besides, you guys probably like watching me get wrecked by Scrub Lord enemies, right? I don't actually know. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. I'm having a pretty good time. I don't know. Satisfactory is such a chill game. It's fun. I actually do controls engineering, so I automate factories for a living in the real world. So this game is kind of fun. It is reminiscent of, you know, the factories that I work in to a certain, I mean, not really, kind of a little bit. Similar type of vibe. You're trying to build efficiency and connect everything in a good way and yada, yada, yada. So I do quite enjoy this game. I've enjoyed this game ever since I got it. I just haven't played it a whole lot. I don't know. I kind of go through phases where I spend a bunch of time in one game, and then I kind of get bored of that game, and so I play something else, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Satisfactory. I'm glad I'm back playing some more Satisfactory. I think I will. Another game that I just picked up and kind of really have been enjoying is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. So we will probably put some episodes up on that. Be sure to let me know down in the comments if you've tried out Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, and if you would like to see some videos on it. I know that there's a lot of people making videos about that game, but I've kind of just started out in it, so I was thinking what I'd maybe do is build some content focused around, you know, how do you start out the game, what should you prioritize to get all your overclocks unlocked, and that kind of stuff, because I think that might be interesting. And from what I have seen, that content is somewhat lacking. There isn't a lot of it anyway, so it might be kind of useful, in my opinion, to have some videos about it, because if you're new to the game, you might care about that stuff, right? These cool builds that people post are super fun, but that assumes that you have the overclocks for weapons pretty much every single time. So, yeah, if you don't have those unlocked, you might be wondering, well, how should I prioritize this stuff? So, I thought might be kind of a fun thing to build some episodes and some videos around that. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see that. I'm probably going to do it either way, but I like getting feedback from you guys. Hear what you want to see, etc. Also, let me know down below if you think we should try to go like super hardcore into renewable energy in this run, right? So we do have wind turbines. I think we unlock solar panels at some point. That's way later in the game though, so that's quite a ways off. There are like water turbines as well that you can place in like rivers and at waterfalls and such. There's only a few. They're like resource snap points, kind of like a iron node or whatever, but for power inside of water, that allows you to put down a turbine. So we could utilize that, and yeah. So let me know if you'd like to see a renewable energy run. That could be kind of interesting, right? Let me know though. We'll kind of play that by ear. I mean, to be fair, I do quite like the refined power coal stuff that you can do. I think it's quite good. And And yeah, so I wouldn't mind building a power plant like that as well. But, you know, if you guys want to see something different, just drop that comment. Anyway, so we almost have this biomass built. That's great. We've got quite a good buffer. This chest is almost completely full of biomass, so that's excellent. These guys probably, yeah, they're almost done. So we better refuel these so we don't lose all of our power. But as you can see, the downside of wind turbines, they kind of have this um, oscillation, and this is based off of the wind speed in the game. So at peak, we're going to get about 72 megawatts. At trough, it's probably going to be close to 45, 50 with 2 turbines. So we really need to expand those out, is what needs to happen. But we did get our pod back. I know I kind of lost track of what we're doing here. Let's go ahead and get logistics. I do need a few more rods to pull that off, but that's okay. We can build those real quick. Let me grab some iron from this bad mama. Boom. Get our iron, and we'll make the, what is that, 11 rods? We'll go ahead and make 100 rods just because to build the turbines, we actually need iron rod as well. So it would be good to have a few extra. I don't know what it takes to build splitters, but those also might take rods. A lot of things take rods, so we need some on hand. Once we get splitters unlocked with this research of logistics, we will then be able to automate the production of iron rods here. I might want to throw one more wind turbine down before I do that, just so we have enough power capacity at trough that it doesn't trip our network. That probably is a good call. I could throw down some more biomass burners, to be fair. We do have quite a bit of biomass. I don't like having to go gather plants. It's kind of annoying. But that is definitely a more reliable way to up your power capacity. So we could just plonk one of those down too, I suppose. We don't have accumulators for quite a while either, so we're not going to be able to smooth that oscillation in our power network for quite some time. Basically, what you can do once you have accumulators, you can plonk down a bunch of wind turbines, and it doesn't matter that they oscillate on how much power they generate because you have accumulators to kind of smooth out that curve. So you're going to be averaging the same amount of power pretty much always. So ultimately, we're going to be doing that. Especially if we go renewables, we definitely are going to be doing that. Just because having that curve is not ideal. Just because sometimes you can have all your machines run, and other times you're going to trip your power network. So, yeah. Now, I do think I remember reading somewhere in the update notes that they added in like some sort of smart power control to the game or something like that. So we could maybe actually utilize that to help us out
Milestone
as
reached.
well.
Conveyor
But,
belts
okay.
can now merge,
Let's
split, and lift
go
to increase the
ahead.
complexity and efficiency
What I'd
of
like
your
to do
factory.
is break this
We
line.
encourage you to consider more verticality when it
We're
comes
going
to
to go
factory logistics to streamline
logistics.
short.
Yes, thank you. I don't need you to talk. Uh, brother. I think I'd like to... Can I do this and actually connect this in? Okay. Just got to snap this guy. Put you in. And then this one... Can you not go in? Okay. So we need to move these guys out a little bit. That one might be fine. Can I snap to this one? Yes. I can snap to this one, just not the other one. Kind of strange. We'll kind of put this guy over here, I guess. It's alright. Do that. Put you to make iron as well. Fantastic. Plug you back in. Boom. And we should have enough power, I think, from the turbines to handle that. What does this add? It takes 4 megawatts. Yeah, we should be okay to support that. If we look at our grid, yeah, at trough, we're just barely able to handle that. So that's fine. That's fine. Let's go add some turbines, I suppose, then. Just so we can... Actually, I think I also have to make some refined plate, now that I think about it. Because I don't believe I have any more of that. So that's fine. We will go ahead and do some 1 meter foundations. And really, it probably makes sense to just expand the line out this direction so we can take advantage of that daisy chain function. So place another 10 foundation. Jump on them while they're being built. And then we're going to go in, refine power, wind turbine. Place 1. cool. What does it take to build these? It's just iron plate and rod. Um, can we afford another 10 foundations? That also takes plate. No, I can't. I'm short on concrete, which kind of makes sense. We don't have a whole lot. So, okay. We are generating some power there. That's great. That should definitely support that additional smelter we plugged in. Ooh. No! Whoo! Whoo! All right. Almost fell there. That would not have been good. That would not have been good. I don't know if that would have killed us, but it would have been pretty darn close if not. The jukes in this game are great. I really do enjoy that. Okay, so I did turn off our cable production for a minute, just so we could buffer some cable. Oh, it's not even taking the cable in. That's annoying. So do that. This is probably buffered. Grab those, and then we can make some more cables. Sure, why not? Cool. We'll pick up some more iron. I do have a little bit of ore. I need to make some screws and some refined plates, I think, so I can place down a rod constructor, because I would like to make some automation to build rods, so I don't have to come over here and build them by hand anymore. That will really be a time saver, as far as I don't have to handcraft anywhere near as much stuff as I do right now in order to be able to build. So that's great. We're going to just make these last 19 rods. We're going to convert them to screws, and then we're going to convert the screws and our plate into reinforced iron plate. So it takes 12 screws for each one. We get 4. So every 3 rods is 1 refined. We need at least 2 refined per constructor. So I think I'll take this down to maybe, like, if I end on 60, 64, 68, 72. Yeah, that's actually probably a perfect ratio. So that'll give us 6 more. Great. We'll do that. I'm keeping 60 rods because that's enough to build another 2 of our wind turbines up top. I need to go over and grab some more, whatchamacallit, concrete in order to build more of those, but that's fine. So we are going to snap our constructor like this. Come on, you can do it. Go, buddy. Bam, bam. Put this to make rods. Excelente. This one's pretty much full. This is connecting over there. Alright, I guess it doesn't matter. All this is going to get torn down eventually anyway, so I mean, realistically, probably not the end of the world that this is like a cluttered mess. Do I want to build a storage container for rods? I probably should. So we will go ahead and do that. Bam. So we can store up some rod. I am sitting pretty good on cables, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's go grab some concrete and see if we can't get another 10 foundations placed and some more wind turbines. It really would be good to expand our power a little bit further. But as you can see, it is quite expensive to use wind power. It is not that good because you have to build 10 foundations between each point. Now, with that being said, what I could do, if I wanted to increase efficiency a little bit and get more out of these, is I could build this ramp up another 10 foundations. Really, I should probably go up another 30 foundations, or 30 of these ramps, because we're only at 62% efficiency. The reason for that is because we are not super high up at this point. So I really don't want to break these 3 because that's going to stall out our network. But I think what I will do, here we go, is we will go up another 10 height. Yeah, I can't connect more to this. So if I break this, not ideal. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. We'll place one right here. And we'll connect these in like that. And then in theory, I should be able to restart it right here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do this. And we'll just build up a level. Now, that probably used all the concrete I needed to build the 10 foundations. But I should be able to place at least the central wind turbine up at this height. Not bad, not bad. This is also kind of building us in such a way that we'll be at the height of this cliff by the time we hit it. So that is a good thing, in my opinion, because we likely are going to want to have some way to access the top of this little structure. And I think, again, we're going to build a power pole right here and connect it to that power pole. And yeah, our efficiency's up at 72. So if I go up another 3 levels with ramps, we will have we likely will have max efficiency on these turbines. But look at this guy. 56% wind speed, it's generating us 12 megawatts. That's way better than the ones down at the lower levels. So realistically, it might be worth breaking this so I can extend it up further. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do here. Just because I would prefer to get the most bang for my buck out of my concrete and my turbine resources, which I believe are rods and plates. So we are going to do that. Hold left control for mass display. Just make sure I'm not standing on one of these. Boom. Break those. Break those. And now we should have a bit more concrete. Yeah, we got 180. So let's just continue taking this up. I do like having the break with the foundation every 10, though, just because it gives us well, A, we can place a wind turbine there to check efficiency, but B, it kind of gives us a building point if we decide we want to extend these lines out later. So we don't have to go super far off in one direction or the other, which I kind of like the idea of that. Once we have the zip line, it'll be great because we can actually ride the power lines all the way up to the top of this, and it'll be a lot faster than walking. Same with going down. It will be a lot faster. So there's that. Place another turbine. I don't know if we'll be able to get one more, but maybe. And that's why I'm building these power poles next to it. I really wouldn't have to. I could link this one directly to that one. But they only have 2 connections. So that kind of limits our ability to then expand out left to the right or to the left from this level with more turbines. So yeah, look at this. 70 wind speed, 82 efficiency. So if I go up one more level, that will help us quite a bit, I think. I am curious what our min production is with this amount of turbines now that we're improving efficiency. Can I afford another 10? I can. I can even afford the platform up here. So this will be at 92% efficiency. And honestly, it might be worth just stopping the build. Well, honestly, we're not at the height of those cliffs yet. So I think we will go up another 10. Why not? Like, milk that efficiency, right? I think that's the play. So we'll do this, link it to this. And yeah, so this long line, like, we can just zip line our way up and down this pretty easily. So this is at 90. If we go up another 10, we should be at 100% efficiency, which would be fantastic. Come on. I can't afford the 10. Might even be able to afford the 1 up at the top here. Let's see if we can afford the 1. That'd be great. If I can place a turbine up here, that'd also be great, because it does take quite a while to go up, you know, what is that, 40, 50 foundations of height, or ramps worth of height, whatever they want to call themselves. We're out of rod. Okay, so we are out of rod. That's fine. Let me place the power pole, though. Boom. Okay. Cool. I don't know what's faster, sliding or just running. It's probably about the same. But yeah, it does take quite a while to go down this. So that's 10. This will be 20, 30. I think we are 4-meter ramps up in the air right here. So that is quite a trek to get to the top where our 100% efficiency will be. But I think that's okay. I'm not too upset about that. You know, we just want to make sure that we have quite a bit of concrete, quite a bit of iron plate, quite a bit of iron rod before we make the journey up this ramp, just so we can build as much as possible once we're up there. And that should be fine. So, okay, excellent. Yeah, at our trough, we are now at like 55 instead of 45. So that is like 10 megawatts better than what it was before. So we'll grab our iron plate, we'll grab our rod. Cool. And actually, if I remember right, yeah, rods, I can double this up off of this one smelter. So I think I will. The way I'm grabbing that is if you middle mouse click on a building, it will duplicate it. So like this splitter here, the middle mouse, it'll duplicate. And if you hover, if you have a belt built, you can actually snap a splitter straight onto it like that. So we got this. 1, 2, somewhere like, you know what? I don't even care. We're not making that a perfect bend. It's fine. We'll deal with that once we convert everything over to foundations, which is still a little ways off. Mainly because, yeah, I want to have a more reliable concrete source, which likely means we want to get the buildable resource node first. So I am just going to break this belt so I can throw down a merger for these guys. And I want the output like this. Sure. Belt going in. Belt going in. Box coming out. And if you hold control, that will snap it in line with the objects around it. So like, I was holding control there to snap this to the output of this guy. That's kind of how I was dealing with that. It just makes it a little bit easier to place stuff. Now that does spend almost all of our refined plate. So I think we should make some more of that. We only have enough to build one more constructor at this point. So yeah, I should build a screw constructor is what I should do, just so I can kind of automate the production of these as well. But I think what we'll do, we'll build another 72 of these. Then we'll make another 6 reinforced plate. That gives us the ability to build 4 more constructors. That's not a bad start. Obviously, it's not great, but it's okay. Gives us something. Really, what I could do is, instead of merging there, I could send one of those rod constructors into another constructor that then makes screws. And I think I probably will make that change. Probably makes sense. Got another 90 concrete. So the concrete production is going to stall us out here, is basically what it's going to boil down to. It'd be great to grab the limestone just straight out and save up for the resource node research so I can build a pure one instead. I am going to break this merge. I am going to break this. And I am going to break this. And I'm going to feed you straight into you. And then we are going to build one more constructor right here. Put you down. Connect you to you. Boom. And then we are going to set you to make screws. 40 per minute for 10 rods. So this is overfeeding it a little bit, but that's okay. It just means that we'll get a buffer of rods inside of the screw constructor as well. I should probably put another box in front of this guy so we can store our screws. Boom. All right. Now we got screws being built automatically. We got cable being built automatically. Technically, we have wire being built automatically. It just hasn't buffered yet. We've got rods set up for automatic production. We've got plates set up for automatic production, and we've got concrete set up for automatic production. So we basically have all the starting resources automated. So that is great. These are sitting okay. So it looks like maybe what's happening here is when we have all this excess wind power, these biomass burners are not working as hard. So that's why the fuel is lasting longer. So that's actually a good thing. I'm okay with that. That's great. So I kind of would like to target this, if I'm honest. Being able to upgrade all our limestone in particular to a pure node would just really improve our concrete production. We probably should get field research just so we can... Object scanner is useful, as well as the MAM. Having the second hand slot is good, and the inventory slot. You know what? We're going to do this research. Forget about it. Throw in our plates, throw in our wire. And then I just need to go pick up some screws from our screw constructor. Now, I don't know if we've got 300 in here yet, but we might. This is keeping up. That's great. We got 60. So only a little bit of time for that to do its thing. This guy's doing its thing. This guy... So basically what's going to happen, we're going to get a buffer of 500 wire in this constructor, then we'll get another buffer of 500 in this one. So we'll have 1,000 wire on hand once this production chain fully finishes its stuff. So there are 2 hogs there. I don't really want to deal with that. We didn't go deal with the spitter, did we? We are kind of playing this waiting game at the momento. What is this? Copper? I don't really care about that. Alright, let's go over and grab that slug while we're waiting for our screws to spool up in this box. This also gives us some time for our concrete to generate a bit more. I really don't want to go up and add more wind turbines until we have, I don't know, maybe like 200-300 concrete, just because that will allow us to build at least 2, maybe 3 more, instead of just like 1. So I kind of want to prioritize that a bit. Grab our raspberries, sure. All right, bud, what you got? Big spit is what you got. You know what? Come here. Yeah, get punched. All right, we got him. Got our slug. Fantastic. We took some damage there, but you know what? I'm not too worried about it. Not too worried about it. I think I will grab this guy. Eat these first. They're not as dense of a food. I think there is like passive regen now, though, which is kind of cool. I always thought it was a little bit annoying that that was not in the game before. Just because, yeah, it was really easy to... or it became annoying. You, like, either were wasting food to heal up when you take a little bit of fall damage, or you're sitting on not full health for a long time. There is a box over there. We could maybe go get an alternate recipe, which could be pretty spicy. Grab this slug, too. He's not even guarded. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. Oh, there are the gas guys over there, though. Alright, so that's probably not achievable right now. I'm not going to worry about harvesting plant matter. Ooh, there's a spitter right there. Kinda don't want to fight him. So we're just going to run away. I know, we could have fought him. Not a big deal. It's just a baby spitter. But, yeah, I don't want to deal with it. There's no reason to. There's nothing else over there. I think he was meant to be the guard for that slug that we took. But he was away from his post. What are you doing? Okay, so let's go back, see if we've got our 300 screws so we can get the field research completed. That will unlock the MAM for us, is kind of what I'm most excited about with getting this milestone, because that unlocks the additional research stuff that we have access to in the game. So we need another 105 screws, so yeah, I guess that's fine. This guy's buffered with ingot. 70 rods, 90 plates. We'll just leave that where it is for now. How much ore do we have in these? That has 30. This one probably has 50. Okay. How much is in the actual miner? Is there 100 in here? No, not quite. What would probably make sense... So kind of the way I deal with the gathering the resources for the buildable nodes is I generally will build like 10 of these and just, or 5 of these and drop them down on each resource, harvest them all up, and then go to the next resource. So I guess we could look at trying to do something like that. I need more of those anyway to build more miners, which I'll want as soon as we get the additional resources. So what does it take to build one of those? I can't even build those yet because we need this research done in order to get the equipment bench. Got it. So that's another reason to get the screws built. I guess what we'll do here, go to 55. There we go. Thank you. We'll take these rods and we'll just build the last 50 by hand. Yeah, so we don't quite have enough power generation to satisfy all of our machines when we're at trough. So our trough is slightly, yeah, it's like down at 50 instead of 55 where it needs to be. Unfortunate. But if I turn this back on, it's probably okay. Yeah, it's just barely okay. But that's fair. Not a big deal. We'll look at that later. We need to add more wind turbines to kind of fix that problem. We'll do that here soon. We just kind of need more concrete before I walk all the way up there. I think this is enough concrete to maybe do like one additional turbine, meaning 10 foundations.
The map has been
So
unlocked.
yeah, I kind of would prefer to. I don't know why I'm building these right
Milestone
now.
reached.
but
The molec-
we're gonna. Okay, let's actually build 2 plates here, and then I'm gonna put these excess screws. I don't think I need screws for the equipment bench, do I? It should be special, ma'am. Production, equipment bench, equipment workshop, craft bench. What's the difference between these? Are they the same? I think these are the same. Or the workshop is maybe the upgraded version. So we'll put the workshop down. I can build miners inside of here. So these just take rods and plate. So that's great. Go ahead and build another 4 of these. 4 and 5. Fantastic. Now I got those. I do kind of need to drop my inventory before I go gather up this ore. Our production's going to stall out again here in a minute anyway. I can drop this stuff off. I got a ton of biomass is kind of what my issue is at the moment. So, actually, we unlocked personal storage, right? Yeah, we did. So, I think we'll just throw our biomass in here. Is the play. Then I can take the biomass out of this one. Put this in there. Kind of just reorganize this stuff. I know, not super critical, but I think it's worth doing in the long run. Because now I got that box available. Eventually, we'll burn through all this biomass as well. So just bear that in mind. This is not going to last forever. These 2 burners at the back are kind of doing the bulk of the work for us. Really, what I should do is throw in an additional burner, just so we don't have the network drop on us quite so often. So let's go into power. Let's just do that now. I don't want it to point this direction though. 3 out of 4. I don't like maxing it without placing another power pole. That's kind of just the way I do it. Whoops, I did not mean to grab all of those. I just wanted one. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. There you go. You help support our power. Cool. Let's go check on our concrete. And I think while we're over here, we'll go ahead and get the 500 concrete we need in order to get that part of the buildable research done. So yeah, we almost have 200. God, that's going to take a while. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Drop you. Drop you. Drop you. Drop you. Drop you. Okay, so these boyos are going to go ahead and mine up the 500 limestone that we need in order to get the buildable resource nodes research done. Gosh, if I could talk. I'm going to go ahead and get this first. We're going to pick all 5 of these up. We'll probably go ahead and select the milestone out of the hub, drop the 500 limestone off, then we'll go get the copper, then we'll come back and grab the iron, and then we'll be able to build nodes. Now, that does assume that we have enough of the resource to actually construct the node, which they are quite expensive. So I think to build a pure node, I want to say it's 2,000 of whatever the resource is. So in order to build a pure limestone, we need 2,000 limestone. That is going to take a long time to generate. off of this impure node that we've got here. So I'm thinking what might make sense is to just stop our concrete production for a little bit, channel or funnel all of the resource coming off of this guy into a storage box directly, have that buffer, and then maybe use our 5 miners here to kind of help expedite that process. So these are taking their time, honestly, and that is because it is an impure node. If it was a pure node, these would spool up a lot faster. So like the limestone and the copper are both impure, so they will take the longest to harvest. The iron node is normal, so it should go a little bit faster. It's still going to take some time. That's why I like dropping all 5 of them down as opposed to doing one at a time. Because if I was doing it one at a time, I have to wait 5 times as long, basically. And I could do the same thing, I guess, with the node creation. I could build like 20 of these things, just go slam them down on the node and wait. But I think it's okay. Like, we're generating what off of this? It's 30 a minute from the main thing. These are probably doing about 100, 20 per minute. 20 per minute on these. So really, it only takes us up to... Oh, math. I can do math. 2 times 5, 100. It takes us up to 130 per minute instead of just 30. So you'd still be looking at about 4 or 5 minutes, assuming you have these as soon as they fill up, which I guess is not great, but it's okay. I could drop down... The other way I could play this, too, is I could drop down 10 of these. I think 1,000 is required for a normal node. I could drop down a normal limestone node and have that funnel into a box. Then I could drop... And then once that builds up to 2,000, we just break the normal node, upgrade it to a pure node, and then we're good. Then we're gold. So I'll think about that. We got time, obviously. I must say, I really do like the sky. Like, quite pretty area. There is also a lot of room here to build stuff, which is great. Once we actually have some more reliable concrete production, so we can build our foundations, it's going to be a really good thing for us, I think. We won't have to level any trees. We won't necessarily have to build multi-level. I still probably will do some multi-level structures. Just like, for example, if I wanted to build a build that's generating me, I don't know, like 20 or 30 reinforced iron plate a minute or something like that, it makes sense to build that on a multi-level structure, just so you can cram all of the required machines in a smaller area. If you don't do that, you will be taking up a massive, massive footprint just for all the base tier constructors that are used to make the screws for that particular build. Is what the big resource requirement is. But anyway, I wouldn't mind exploring a little bit as well and try to unlock some alternate recipes. It's best, like, I'd like to get the, I think it's called bolted reinforced plate is the recipe name. It's whichever one requires more screws and less iron plate to make these. It's a better deal, so it's 6 iron and 12 screws right now. You can get it to where it's like 1 iron and all screws for the rest of the requirement, and that is just significantly better. So we'll pick up this miner. That one's done. That one's done. That one's done. This one's almost done. Done. And done. Bam. Alright, we got our 500 limestone. Fan-frickin-tastic. Let's go back, select the milestone, drop off the resource, and then we're going to go do the same thing over on copper, and just kind of start plugging away at this. I know this, hopefully this is interesting to you. I don't know. Hopefully it is. If not, sorry for that. I know it's kind of just standing around and waiting for resources to gen, but that's kind of the stage we're at. Now on this one, we might actually have 100 buffer of ore. We do have 100 buffer of ore right there. So really I only have to place down 4 of these. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. So we'll just let these guys do their thing. Spool up some copper for us. I guess what I could do in the meantime is grab these screws, grab these rods. We do have quite a bit of rod and iron plate. That is fantastic. We got plenty of cable on us too. I forgot to grab the concrete while I was over there. Shoot, that was dumb. I'm going to go pick up the concrete real quick, and we'll maybe go try to place a few more wind turbines, if at all possible. That should, hopefully, it's what, 5 minutes for those guys to fill up, so it shouldn't take us more than 5 minutes to climb up to the top, place them down, and then climb back, hopefully. Guess we'll find out. All right, up the staircase of doom. So this is 10 ramps. I want to count this, actually, while we're doing it. So 10. Oh, the zipline's going to make this so much better. This is 20. $30. It is actually 50 tall. Wow. This is 40. And this will be 50. Because the zip line allows you to go uphill as well as downhill. So that is quite nice. Cool. Let's place our turbine. Awesome. Plug you in. And you are at 97%. So I guess we could take it a little bit higher up and eke out that 3% efficiency. I'm not too worried about it. 97 is probably good enough. I don't know if you can actually get 100% efficiency. That might be capped based off of the wind speed, actually, as opposed to the height. So we're probably at ideal height for wind turbines now. We just are more dependent on the wind speed, which is okay. So we'll plug in. That's our second one. See how many we can build here. Boom. Probably can get another 10. How much does it cost for 10? Oh, it's only 50. 50 concrete, 20 iron plate. That's actually not as bad as I thought. So we can actually place another 2 more with what we've got left in our bag. So that's good. At least it was worth the trip, right? We're placing, that's number 4, so 5, 6 of these. And really, I don't know. The thing I dislike about this is you end up so far away. Like, it takes so long to walk back because they have to be spaced so far apart. Like, we've got now, what, 50 foundations, so 50 meters worth of walking, plus another 50 meters of height walking that we have to do in order to return to base. Now, granted, I don't have to go out in a straight line like this. I could go, you know, back or forward, and it would work the same. But I think going in a straight line is just the easiest when you're first starting. So there we go. We've got quite a bit of those. We don't have enough concrete to build another 10 foundations out, so we'll just start our lengthy journey back. Just be careful when you walk around those. They do kind of push you out. They sit wider than they look, and that's okay. You would expect a wind turbine to be quite wide, right? I mean, you don't want to get caught in the blades. Now, granted, these ones are not like the windmills of death type blades. They're like vertical, spinny boys. So maybe that's a little safer. I don't know. You probably still could get sliced and diced by those blades if you put your head in them. We're not going to find out. I mean, I know in this game you won't, but in real life, you definitely don't be playing around with wind turbine blades. You are going to have a problem, sir. You will have a big, big problem. So now our our trough is at 122. So that is great. We basically doubled our power capability. Now 40 of that is coming from our biomass burner that we added down here. So really that puts us at like 82 from 55. So I mean it's still like a 30 megawatt gain. Not bad, not terrible for sure. I think we will leave that extra burner up though, just to give us a little bit of increase. Generally, when I'm playing this game, I have to have around 800 megawatt to a gigawatt of power before I get coal set up. So I'm assuming it's going to be about that again in this playthrough. So we have about an eighth to a tenth of what we need power generation wise in order to accommodate. So yeah, we're gonna have to add in a bunch of stuff um, power wise in order to support the factory that's required to get to that point in the game. Now come up here, these gens and stuff, those only have like 60, probably not even worth picking. This guy probably has less than 60. So in theory, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now these should be generating more. Yeah, see, these are 40 a minute instead of 20. So those will fill up in just like 2.5 minutes. So we'll go drop this copper off while that's doing its thing. Boom, copper's good. And we just need iron, and we'll be rocking and rolling on that. I guess while we're waiting, we could build the MAM. That is something good to build. We can take a look at some of the research stuff anyway. I kind of want it on this side. There you go. Eventually, all this is going to get moved to foundations, but to start, this is what we're going to do. So we need 1 power slug to start this chain. Fantastic. To get overclocking, we need to build one of the things and then put it in with resources. Slug scanning. That could be useful. I think we'll... How much do I need for this other research? It's only 50. Okay, yeah, we'll get slug scanning. Let me build one of the little power containers. Oh, power shards. We'll build 2 of them because why not? We're over here, right? But it does cost 1 of these to actually unlock overclocking as an ability. So really, in order to get overclocking unlocked, it takes 2 blue slugs. 2 blue slugs. That's the cost. So we have 1 additional slug, so we do have 1 overclock module. Now, granted, if we get yellow and then purple slugs, you get more of these shards for each one of those. But yeah, that does take a little bit more. So if we put 10 quartz in here, we could scan for a node. That's actually probably worth doing, because if I go over and harvest one of those, I could then potentially do the buildable node research, right? It costs 500 quartz to do the buildable node research, and then I'd want another 500 in order to give us at least an impure node that we could build. So really, I should bring 10 of the things over there so I can harvest all of that in one shot. But that's fine. So we're going to go alien organisms. I'm just doing all this research. It's kind of like might as well. Nothing better to do. So why not? Cool. Confirm. Do this one. This guy I can't do unless I make some alien stuff. These I need to kill the stingers. These I need to kill the hatchers. Fair enough. What does this cost? Alien protein. So I build that from this stuff. I don't have enough to make 5, so I can't do that. That's fine. This is going to take 10 Caterium, which I do have in the box, and that allows us to scan for it. So I could also probably go find a Caterium node and do the same thing as the quartz. Get enough to do the buildable node research, and then I can build one at my base, so I have a reliable source of it. So cool. We will go ahead and maybe look at doing that. Like, let's just see how far away they are. If I scan for quartz, how far do I have to go? Quite far. Quite far for quartz, apparently. Yeah. 1,100 meters. Alright, so I don't think I'm prioritizing that right now. Pick up all these guys, because now we can do our resource node research. Cool. So we'll get that done. Push that button. Bam, bam. Thanks, ma'am. And I think what I am going to prioritize is getting limestone right out the gate. So we're going to go over to the limestone node, drop down our 5 little guys, let them drill away, and then what I'm going to do is place another limestone node a little bit closer and use that to build up a box full of limestone that we then can use to upgrade our nodes to pure from. So cool, let those guys spool away. So if we take a look at our build now, we got resources as its own category. We got impure, normal, and pure for all three of these. So pure node costs 2,000 of the resource. So for a pure limestone, we need 2,000. Impure only costs 500. A normal costs 1,000. So if we let these 5 drill away, we will have enough to build an impure limestone node, which I then can place down, put a miner on it, and just have it passively fill a box. Now, to get 2,000 at 20 a minute, that is quite a long time. It's like 100 minutes worth of time that has to pass. But we can let that passively generate in the background while we're doing our thing elsewhere. In the back end, right? So I'm okay with that, I guess. Obviously, it'd be better to have a higher purity node. So what I could do is I could just wait. So in 5 minutes, I'll have 500 ore. I can empty out those miners, go back, let them mine another 500, come back, let them mine another 500, etc. until I have 2,000. So that gives us plenty of iron plate. That's great. But yeah, kind of as is always the case with the early game, you end up needing way, way more concrete than you would expect in order to build your base out on platforms, which is what I want to do. I mean, I don't know. I know that you can just build stuff willy-nilly on the ground, but it doesn't look good. And I kind of want my base to look good, you know? You know? Let's see how close the Caterium node is going to be. It'd be great if the Caterium and the quartz were close to each other. So the Caterium's also quite far away. 800. That's a lot closer. So I could go this direction, get 800, 1200, 1200. So there might be one over by the quartz in that direction, but we'd probably go to the closest one, so 700 meters, and go mine that out. So if I take a look in here, that's buildable SAM. Rock quartz is 500 quartz, and then it's the same 5,000, 2,000 to build a node, and then Caterium is also 500. So if I get 500 Caterium, I can do this research. Really, I want to bring 1,000 back, so I only have to make the trip once, and then I can build a node here that's impure and slowly fill a box and upgrade it over time. Would be the idea. Resource sink, I don't care about quite yet. Obstacle clearing could be good. It gives us inventory slots, so that's helpful. We have the stuff for it right now as well. Buildable SAM. I haven't found any SAM ore, so that's fine. I could probably go find a little node and maybe get scanning available, so that's okay. We base tier 0. I don't care about Patreons. I could do that, but I don't have Patreons, so yeah. Anyway, not a big deal. Part assembly is probably the next thing we need to get. In order to get the assembler, this is used to make all of the advanced stuff. This is kind of our limiting factor at this point. We have everything automated that we can build, so getting this research next makes the most sense in my mind, so we're just going to go ahead and do it. Boom. That did cost quite a bit of resource, but that's okay. Now, if we look, we've got the assembler unlocked. It takes 8 plates and 4 rotors in order to construct. If I want to automate reinforced plates, modular frames, or rotors, I need an assembler. This is 2 items instead of just 1. So that's fine. We will probably try to get reinforced plates set up, just because those are required to build constructors and basically everything. Everything takes reinforced plates as far as like automated building is concerned. So it is worth picking those up most likely. I think I'll wait until this ticks up to 240 because that'll give us enough to make 20 reinforced plates. So it's a start anyway. I would love to go out and find the alternate recipe for reinforced plates. I really should have tried to do that before I unlocked this because now we can get one for frames or rotors and stuff like that. So it's just not quite as good, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and build these out. I don't know if I'm going to build all of them, but we'll build a fair few. Maybe we'll go up to like, I don't know. If I do 18, that gives me 5 constructors and 1 assembler. Yeah, you know what? We'll just build all of them. Doesn't matter. We need reinforced plates for stuff, so having more is not going to be an issue. I'm not building the space elevator yet. It's just a big resource cost. I know in order to create it or to get to the next tier of milestones, so tier 3, tier 4, we have to complete phase 1. Phase 1 of the elevator requires 50 smart plates, which are built inside of the assembler. You can build them by hand, but it's kind of worth having the assembler for that. So I just want to place one of the... Oh, I don't have rotors. Duh. Okay. Can I build the rotors that I need as well? I should probably do that. These also take screws. So we'll go pick up some more screws and build some rotors. 60. That's actually probably just the right amount. Take a look here. Yeah, so I can build... Oh, they're 25 each. Wow, those are actually quite expensive on screws. I do have some rod that I can convert, I suppose. Is this gonna be perfect to hit 50? I think so. Awesome. We'll just do that. We'll just do that. So we can build one assembler. I know ultimately we're going to want a lot more than one assembler, but I just wanted to take a peek and see what the ratios are going to look like for everything. So on this, we need 30 plates per minute and 60 screws per minute. So that's not terrible. We could do that. It gives us 5 a minute per turn. So this is like 2 constructors doing iron plates at 75% efficiency. So really this is going to require like 60 iron ore. The 60 screws, those take 10 rods per screw constructor. So we need 60 a minute. Let's just go over here and look and see how many we get out of the rods. I think it's a 1-to-1, 10 to 40. So we get 40 screws for each constructor. If we need 60, that really is only 2 of these, each working at 75% efficiency. So we'd need like 2. Actually, we could do that off of one constructor making rods, so 15 iron. Then we'd need 2 constructors making plates. It'll give us 10 extra, so that's fine. So that's another 30, 90 iron. So we need 90 iron ore in order to run one assembler of reinforced plates, and it will also require 2 screws. That's fine. See, we can adjust this down for free, but we can't adjust it up without a power shot. So that's actually okay. We could, in theory, probably run this, like if I drop this shard in here just to like test. Yeah, I can get it up to 60 on a single one by overclocking. So I could just use one constructor with the screws and use our one shard with that. That's probably worth, actually. I don't know what the power differential is on that, but it's probably worth saving the resources on the single constructor. So we're kind of there. We've got 60 on that normal node. And we've got 60 on this one. So we probably could do an automated reinforced plate build with the 2 starting nodes of iron that we have. I would prefer to just save up and build a pure iron node, though, is what I'd like to do. Really, I should build a miner on that normal node and start buffering a box full of iron ore, so we have the resources to place it. So I think I'll go do that. I just want to come pick up our concrete out of this. I think I'm going to let this buffer up as well, just so start buffering the box of limestone with something other than the impure node just takes too long, in my opinion. Like, this takes a long time too, don't get me wrong, but we get a quarter of it every 5 minutes instead of all of it in 100, so it's 20 minutes instead of 100 minutes to do it this way. It's quite a bit faster. Fifth of the time. So we'll just do that. I am going to place the miner up here, though, with the box, so we can get our iron nodes at least rolling. I do need to build a portable miner for that. Darn it. Ran past building. That's okay. It happens. So we'll go build this portable miner, place that down on the iron node, and then we'll probably wrap up the episode there. I kind of am just at the point now where I'm waiting for resources to be built um, and to gather up so we can kind of unlock the next set of progression for our factory. Also, I wouldn't mind having the ability to build out our first reinforced plate build on actual foundations instead of the ground. Um, so I think what I'm going to do is once we plug this into power, we're going to wrap up the episode there, and we will come back after we have enough time that we are able to generate some concrete production and kind of funnel that into building out a nice little platform to build our base. I want to build that assembler build on foundations, so we are going to wrap it up here for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Another long one. We got quite a bit done, though. Quite a few milestones unlocked. Quite a few things accomplished, so that feels good. Let's just see. Can we do anything else before we end here? Can't quite do that. That's fine. So in the next episode, what we're going to look at is starting to convert our factory over to a foundation build. So we're going to tear all this stuff down and build an actual base with actual floors, you know. And we'll probably take a look at focusing on setting up our first assembler build. I probably on that, I don't want to just do one assembler. I probably want to do 2, if not 4 assemblers, making reinforced iron plate. So we'll take a look at building that out to ratio and what it's going to cost. So in the meantime, I'm going to let this iron ore box buffer up a couple thousand so I can get a pure node. Probably let it do that a few times so I can get a few pure nodes, because I'm going to want probably 2 of those for the assembler build, as well as I'm going to let this limestone build up and kind of get the resource to get those going, and then we'll take a look at trying to do the same with copper. So there will be some time in between the episodes. I might expand power at the same time, but when we come back, we're going to have our factory. We're basically going to do a rebuild of the factory, put everything on floors, and take a look at building out the assembler build utilizing ratios. So guys, if you want to see that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and drop any questions or comments down in the comment section. I do take a look at those. Anyway guys, this has been Lone Debater 7, and we will see ya.